Okay, we are live. A little bit later than originally planned, but here. Now, here's the thing, right? Adult education and wanting to learn. Yeah, no one's telling you. You gotta want it. Now, when I was looking at doing these new apps, that was an intention. You're going to see something in this live this evening, and it's important what I'm going to show you because it doesn't happen anymore. The progress with the apps is there's stuff on GitHub. Yeah, there is. These apps are not free. That's the honest truth. And with the apps, right, you have the building cost, which is in some cases in dollars. We don't use dollars here. We use pound sterling. And I've got to work out, this is using maths. I basically ask Google to do the conversion. Google's good at that. So that's because lack of knowledge in maths. Just being honest at the end of the day. So the apps are coming. Seeking You, then Geordie Nation. So there's things to look forward to. And those things is connected to what this video is about, adult education. Those who not just want to work, but those who want a little bit more. And those who want a little bit more, I'm looking at NVQ style thing, which what I'll show you shortly is. And I don't know what level it is, but it is there. You can see it. Because I don't just want a person to come in and do a role at any of these apps. It's about you learning as well. You're going to learn a new skill if you so wish to. It's your choice. Yeah? What we got? Benny! What's your thoughts on the government cutting on benefits? It was always going to happen. Always. Whether it was my party, the new Labour version, or maybe it's like the little the tiny thing which is in Parliament now, reform. Everyone's got problems. Yeah. What's your take on the Bank of England interest rate reduction? No idea. That's the honest thing. No idea. I'm going to talk about some stuff here in this live. I'm going to drop names in this live. And here's a person I want you to look at right now. You know how we've got that thing on the bottom of our phone where it's got 3 lines and you can be on something like this live watching me, and you can press that 3 buttons and it takes you to something else. I have a thing called a search, yeah, and that search, if I want a YouTube channel, I go to that while that window is still open, do another one, and Ivan on Tech, capital IVAN on Tech. This morning's broadcast. So after you watch me, learn from this man. You think he's from Sweden, or maybe it's the next country, but it's close. Yeah, he is talking about educational matters because it is educational. Yeah, doing this podcast. Yeah, you're here to hear what I'm going to say. And this is about education, going into a job role, because like I said this morning, I pick jobs where it's not a flat line. That's all the job. You do that job and that's all you do. You do nothing else. That to me is a repetitive situation, which from 5 years, like up to 5 years as employment in like a flat line, yeah, you're going to get bored. And doing these apps, what I want to do is create a bonus within it, right? What we got? My friend has a taxi job going into Nottingham. Do you want me? Here's what I want, right at the end of the day. Seeking you, that you in my comments said, it's a dating. No, it was never. That was an error. That error goes to prove one thing. AI is not perfect. $1 billion industry, but it ain't perfect. Yeah. And through Christian, a fellow YouTuber, We Are No Code, said in lots of videos, you have an idea, you'd normally write it on an A4 pad or some kind of paper. Yeah. Starts off with the idea, then you break it down, and before you know it, hours have gone by because you just write, circle, arrows, the stars, set of the hashtags, etc. And that's your way of saying, here's the idea, and here's what I'm going to break it down to. So it's kind of basic. Yeah. Now, I have 8 A4 pads. Now, I also have Claude and Bolt, Cursor, and more. So I can do the same there and ask questions. If the question I ask creates massive amounts of code, what I've asked has to be good. Otherwise, it would turn around and say what Copilot said and what Gemini said. Good idea, but what can we do with it? The others are different, which means AI is there to help us. This morning's conversation before I came live, somebody had mentioned quite a few times in chat something called syntax. What is syntax? What I get from that discussion this morning before I came live was this: important words. So go back to my sheet of paper, when I'm writing down stuff and I'm boxing things off. By the time I get to the bottom of the page, before you turn, have another look. And if something is more important than the next thing, give it a couple of stars. Yeah, which key is it? It's your 8, your key 8 on your keyboard, but you've got to press Shift to get the 8, and it's the star above it. So that is learning, because if I was just coming into a computer, yeah, and I saw the star above 8, I'd press 8 and think, why is it coming up with 8 and not the star? You got to learn. Press that button and that button brings you your star. Yeah? And there's no bonus. It's just press one, then the other. Now, with Claude, Bolt, and several others, they are not perfect. And because they're not perfect, they are in GitHub waiting for somebody that breathes. Yeah? You look at them, you say, when you look at them, not that is wrong. No. I want you to turn around and say, not just it's something's wrong in on the screen what you're looking at. In the comments, say what it is and how you can change it. Yeah? That's what I'm after. I'm also after the fact of you telling me that and it gets changed and we move forward to Seeking You live so everybody can enjoy. Geordie Nation again so everybody can get in and enjoy. First off, with enjoy is remote, i.e. you're at home. Yeah? And we all coming together because I'm at home. Do you catch me drift? And as we grow, Seeking You, Geordie Nation, and more and more and more come in, at some point in Newcastle, someone's going to get the vacancy to get something in Newcastle, office in on one of the streets, rent it, and then start going A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. Start working your way through the alphabet, but each one's a rule, a job rule to make Seeking You work effectively. Same with Geordie Nation. Make it work effectively. And what I'm saying to you is all is this. This is the last qualification I got. Now, it is pretty shiny, yeah, the light. But this is an NVQ, and you can tell. Where's it? There. Yeah? That's what I'm going to offer. Speak to other services to ask how to implement that. Right, well, what we got? You didn't answer the question. Who do you want? Do you want his taxi job? No, I don't want a taxi job. I I was a bus driver. Right. I can't pronounce your name, so I'm going to spell it. INUHOO. You could fix the code you have, but you're still the majority of the app entirely. What? You're at least missing a database. Incorrect. That is part of what's happened, because on Supabase it has an overview. Below the overview is SQL. Below SQL is database, and there's something below that as well. So it is there. And also something that I came across, like your opinion on it. MCP. And I do have it written down. Just give me a moment. But MCP could be a way. Could be. I don't know. What we got? Do you... What? Benny, what's his? Do you rather be... Benny, listen. This is just for you. Yeah. Email came in today. I've got to log in. Universal. Log in. Message. 22nd of May. Now, we are in, right now, we're in 16th day of May. So 4, 5, 6 days. Can you wait 6 days for news? Can you? Give me a yes in chat. If you can wait 6 days to get positive news, give me a thumbs up in chat. Come on. It's like pulling teeth from a great white shark. And here's something for you, right? And I want this to filter back. Please. We've been going 17 minutes. I want this to filter back to a fellow YouTube channel I went on earlier. And they mentioned doing something. It's crazy. Totally and utterly crazy. Yeah? But I'd do it. Damn right I'd do it. Okay. I was on LinkedIn, Jack. I was. And then, you know when you get your account suspended? Yeah? Guess what happened? My account got suspended, and somebody at LinkedIn forgot to say, right, he's been suspended. Oh, he was suspended then. Oh, just forget about it. And that's what they did. I used to share a lot there. Why LinkedIn? It's a business community. But, yeah, things happen. Yeah. Now, this fellow YouTube channel was asked to do something on their live. I would do it. And here's the challenge. Paul Ditchburn. I'll come up to Newcastle, whether I'm asking family to bring us up, or whether I come up by myself in the car, Paul, of the Tomb Review. I'll come up, and the two of us will do a zip line across the River Tyne. and will do it, probably screaming all the way from one end to the other. We'll do it, yeah, but we'll do it for chosen charities. Yeah, I'll go for either Alzheimer's UK or something along that lines, right? And you can choose who you want to do the same thing for. And when you go, I go. Yeah, it's going to scare the crap out of us, but you only live once. And this was on his live earlier, where this is what he's asking. And, you know, it is going to be scary. I'm not kidding you. But I'll still do it. I don't know. I mean, I shared a comment by a lady, and that was what was the final nail. I think linked in. Well, don't know. Seeking You hadn't even been thought back then. Well, here's the thing. Yeah, I went in to the Toon Review. Somebody in chat had mentioned it. Others caught on to it, and they were like saying to Paul, "Go, do it, do it, do it." And he was adamant. I will do a zip line. I will, because I said it in his chat. You know, I will do it, but I'll do it for charity. And here's the thing, yeah. Like I said the other day, I stick by that. If people on Twitter, X, want me back on that platform, 1,000 subscribers, and we've got 2 games to do it. Because by the end of the Everton game, I'm going to check. And if I'm not at 2,200 plus, I'm not doing it. And I also want 100 likes. Here's the thing, yeah, just to let you know. When you stick your thumb up, right, on the chat, yeah, and you stick your thumb up to like, doesn't cost you now. Could you imagine if YouTube turned around and said to you who are watching, right, if the guy on screen asks you to like and subscribe, he's going to charge you £1. Would you do it? I mean, honestly, would you do it? You know, I mean, these things are free, you know? The other night, I had lots of people, you know? Right, what we got? You don't have to leave the house, right? Yeah, I've got that bit, I donate if you do it in a Sunderland kit. I don't support Sunderland, never have. Paul, when do you sell your startup for £1 million? Who said that? Oh, Ian. Right. What I create is not for sale. Not for sale. I wouldn't sell a job that has been created for somebody. I wouldn't sell a pension that that person may get in the near future. I wouldn't sell that promotion that person might want to attain for £1 million, 500 million, or $1 billion. Do you know why? Do you know why I wouldn't sell any startup? Because there are people who like to buy something because it's popular. And then over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 10 years, they start to streamline. Because you've took your money, you're living in Barbados, Miami, or pick an island. You don't care. You are living off the money you sold out for. And that's the honest thing at the end of the day. You can't buy a jewelry like that. It's impossible. And what I'm creating isn't for 2025 to 2030. It's not for 2025 to 2035. When I've created something and I've built something like an office block somewhere where people are working, I'm not going to come along with a bulldozer and that big ball on a chain and go bang, let's build it again. I'm not going to do that. See, the earlier live talking about people who want not just to work. I want you to learn. You see that thing behind me? Where is it? Right there. Yeah? Hold on. I'm trying to get this. I was trying to get it right. That has taken time to do. Same as singing. It's a natural thing, playing an instrument, and then boom, words pop in your head. Next thing, record it. Share it. Here's a classic example I want to tell you about. I shared one fellow YouTuber today. Brilliant lad. I've never met him. Brilliant, outstanding kid, and I've never met him. As we're talking about YouTube, yeah. Well, here's the thing. This channel, which has 1,218 subscribers, yeah? Your subscription cost you note at all. If what I want is to grow, yeah, if I grow, what you're going to get is the following. You're going to get an introduction video where that behind us may be seen in an introduction. There are people I know, they have a job title called an editor. Yeah. They stitch things together to make it better. Another example. Through Black and White Eyes, to name another YouTube channel. John Sinclair, to name another. Loaded Mag NUFC. What they do is when they're doing their podcast, yeah, I'm regularly going to be speaking to you in the evening, regularly. Why? This video has a title, which is education. Here's the thing. Do you see all the silver hair? Yeah? All that? Here's the thing for you. Driving a bus for 11 years did that. And there's a reason. One of the reasons people do strange things. When you're walking through a city centre, people do strange things. This is a classic example. Yeah, a classic example. Now, when you're doing that, you might as well have a gigantic marker on your back, because you're more interested in what's on your mobile phone than what's around you. It's called spatial awareness. You learn that driving a bus. There's not just you on the road. You might have a lorry, car, you might even have a motorcyclist or a cyclist. They've all got to be respected. Spatial awareness. Right, what we got? No, I don't, Jack. Love them, but I don't. You talk about teaching your views, but I love a but. What we got? We've only ever seen your code on live so far, and you've not explained anything about it. Misconception. Huge misconception. INUHOO. Massive misconception. A long time ago, right? Very, very long time ago, if you went somewhere that's totally unfamiliar with you, you'd leave little breadcrumbs or little things so that when you got lost, you could see that and you could follow it and you're back to where you started. Yeah. When I talk to you about GitHub, my GitHub is not blank. And that's just part of it. What else have we got? Yeah, I would pay £10 a month. Here's the thing, right? I don't believe YouTube would do that. You can do tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. And you can choose a subscription fee. Yeah? But that means you're not just doing this. That means something new's popped up. Like inside workings of Geordie Nation. What goes on at Geordie Nation has the possibility where somebody is, to begin with, going through a small office type environment, talking about what they're offering the city, services, etc., but showing at the same time what's happening around them. Now, imagine this. Imagine one of those people who will work at Geordie Nation who can play an instrument just like that. Okay? Imagine them turn around and telling you when you're having your coffee break, oh, I play guitar at home, I play this at home. And imagine one day your brainstorming room, that person is sitting in a chair and they're showing you what they do in their time. So maybe you can learn from them. And that's within the same thing. So what we got now? Right. Well, GitHub. I'll do a video tomorrow about GitHub, so you've got the same information. I mean, I'll redo it because, like I say, if you're curious, yeah, you'll get it. Right. If you're suggesting that driving a bus was stressful, no, you're not taking the job too seriously. You're not. What you got to consider is this: going into work, check. Round your vehicle if it's morning time. If it's afternoon, somebody else has done the check. And that's the honest truth. There is a defect card on every vehicle. You check that when you get on to put your signature as second person or third person, that sort of thing. And then when you're like doing your duty, if anything happens, you write that in on the description part to tell everybody something's gone wrong. Now, you're saying about going great. A couple of things happen when you're doing that type of work. People on their mobile phone, they ain't looking. They are just not looking. And because they're not looking, the likelihood is, as you go to turn, you're going slow. You are going slow to turn. You're a blooming big vehicle. And what we don't do, we don't come up to the corner and hold the handbrake on like they do in the movies. It don't work that way. So you're going round a corner, and if that person is in the blind spot, your heart jumps into your mouth, and you've got to sit at that stop to calm. Because you've got to think, what's in that mirror? What's in that mirror? What's he going to do? Oh my God, please don't turn where I'm trying to get through a junction. So you're not doing just driving. You're thinking of how to get from your duty back, cash in, so you can go home and you can kiss the missus. So not all days are good, and people have bad days. Bad day for me was going through Benwell, heading towards Denton Burn, heavy snow, and the curb is keeping me in a straight line. The weather was atrocious, and the curb is keeping my vehicle in a straight line. Other people had it even worse. From the Fox and Hounds on Westgate Road to the Green Bridge, Denton Burn. Downhill. Everything was white. It was white for hours and hours and hours. So those had the choice. Stay, be safe, or take the chance. And not many did take that chance. Why? Why didn't they take the chance? Because you're not just you there in that predicament. There's other people behind you. You're their guardian while they're on your bus. Yeah? Right, what we got? What on earth does learning guitar have to do with building apps? Who said that? INUHOO. What's the title of this live? What's the title? Adult education. You're learning. And as I said this morning, yeah, there's many ways to learn. Writing, using your fingers, or speaking. It's all learning. And I want to implement that into the apps. So you walk in doing one job, and by the time decades later you walk out, you're in another job role because you've said, I want to. It's your choice if you don't. You can stick, sitting at a desk 10 hours of a day, typing constantly so that you can type, you can go, hiya, Mary. Yeah, well, yeah. Aye, it's the weekend, man. That was cool. And as you're talking to Mary, you are typing, but you're not looking at the screen. You can do that. Or learn. And here it is again, for those who didn't see it the first time. The light. Right. Let's see if I can get it like that. Now it's picking up the screen light. Right. This is an NVQ. It's an NVQ level 2. Right? That's what I wanted. Because when I was in Sunderland doing training, that was mentioned. We are going to teach you. I was like, brilliant. Yeah, totally brilliant. But I had to ask. It wasn't somebody turned around after 5-6 months, turned around and saying, by the way, Paul, today somebody else is taking your bus, your duty, you're coming with me. We're going into the classroom. We're going to do some learning. I had to say it to them. I found that wrong. And what I also found out totally wrong, that doesn't exist no more. I mean, it's framed, but new people into that job role, it doesn't exist anymore. It was a cost-cutting measure. Crazy. Right, what we got? I'm much younger, and sometimes I think I can't learn anymore. Lots of people say that. Lots of people, think, oh, here's the best bit. I've got to 18. I've been at school for all these years. I'm going to do something I want to do. Do you know what the thing is, right? Here's an example for you. A Hollywood film. The bird who is in this film. Damn. Nice. But she turns from an ordinary person into something completely different. Lucy is the name of the film. The potential we have. Yes, you can, like I said earlier, you can go into a job environment and you can stay flatline. You're on the same trajectory from A to Z. When Z comes around, nothing happens. You stay the same. Wouldn't it be better if you had a choice? I think it would be better if you had a choice. If you could turn around and say to somebody a bit higher than you, is there any training coming up? Because I want to put my name down for it. Yeah? Bonuses. Again, another thing. Bonuses. So most people don't get a bonus unless you've done overtime. You know? What else we got here? Will you get an NVQ when you finish your web development course? No. I'll get a certificate. Can you tell us what you've learned from web development course so far? Limitations. That was from Benny. I've learned limitations. I can chat to anybody. You know that. Yeah, I mean, look, the other live the other day. 2 hours. Yeah? I can chat. But when people are coming into my chat here and I struggle to read their name or what they are talking about, here's a classic example for you. It's a word I asked this morning about syntax. Right, what we got? Keen. Polls potentially to waste 1 hour. Keen. Adult education, as the title and the description says. It's clear. It says you either want to learn or you don't. It's not my choice. No, it's not my choice. If you want to sit in the chair, you sit in the chair. I'm not forcing you. There's not like 16 guys standing with clubs, and they're about 18 stone each, willing to make sure you never leave that chair. No. You sit in the chair if you want to sit in the chair. Right, what we got? Benny, I did say the apps would be launching. Very correct. Benny, I've got something for you to tell you. And this is honest, yeah? Open a window on your phone right now while you're talking to me. Open a window. Type in Google search right now while I'm chatting to you. In the Google chat, type in www.seeking-u.org and tell me what happens when you do that. Just tell me. While I'm answering somebody else. Again, hi Paul, can you say happy birthday to my friend? Well, here's the thing, AA. Here's the thing. And I'm just going to say this once. Okay? And this is to Keen. Nayakistan. Yeah? I think it's that one. No, it's not. It's to A.E. Recently, in April, I had a birthday. Recently. I became 58 years old. Now, we human beings, yeah, not CGI, we human beings have one birthday. The next birthday is the following year on the same birthday. And or capital A, capital E, you asked me to say a birthday on another live. I remember because the person's name is a bit unusual. So, right, you're ow, 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 ow. You're every stream you sit and talk about the same thing. Do I? Don't think so. The other day I was talking about a club. The day before I was talking about something else. Today I've spoken about adult education. So, no, sorry. Do AI have birthdays? Why don't you ask AI? Pick which one you want to ask and ask it. Do you have a birthday? I don't know. Why don't you load up your course and show us? You already know. You already know the section. The section's HTML5. I think it was 2 or 3 until I was finished. But you already know. It's on video. This is what. Who asked that question? Benny, just to you, mate. Yeah? Why am I showing you computer code on a video? Why am I showing you that? Adult education. You choose to watch that video where I'm showing you code, or, as this title suggests of this live, you don't. It's up to you. What else we got? Pond is saying, Paul, you realise HTML. Many people have said HTML5 is the basics. When you claim steps, do you miss the first 2 steps when you're claiming steps? No, you claim them too. This is what I'm on about. You, as a person, here, there's 12 of you here tonight. 12 people, 12 good people here tonight. No likes, but there's 12 people here tonight. It is your choice. That's what adult learning's all about, man. It's your choice to say, am I going to watch Paul tonight at 7 o'clock? Nah. I watch EastEnders or the snooker. It's your choice. And, Jeremy, Paul, please. This is a day 1000 of me asking you to go back. Here's the thing. Yeah. I've seen news, right? News, business news. And that business news has said to me, here's the marketplace information, right? Check it. Bloomberg, Forbes, Sky News, BBC News. This thing, right, is going through a change. And now can stop it. Nothing. There's a reason why. We want to learn. Do you want to learn though? Because if you don't want to learn, come in, do one role, earn a living from one role, and then, hey, what's that person doing over there? Can I learn what they're doing? Maybe you get a pay rise, promotion, and other things. But you've got to want it. They want people in my old job. They want people. But it's a meat grinder. Because they just want you to come in, sit, drive, sit, drive, sit, drive, sit, drive. Then go home. That's it. There's no certificates. No. Right, what we got? What Keen is saying, Paul, what are you talking about? What is the correlation between, with adult learning and us watching your screen? What is the title of said stream? What's it? What's the title? What's the very first letter? It's the first letter of the alphabet. And it tells you straight. Honestly, it tells you come in or don't. If you want to come in, it's because you want to. Now, 57 minutes, yeah? I can talk for ages, but you willing to listen? Yeah? 10 people here, no likes. So am I talking bad? Or am I trying to explain something to you about 6 apps in a vision for 2030, 2035, 2040 and beyond? Are you going to listen? Are you going to learn? Or, like the title says in the description, have you got to the point in life where you don't want to learn no more? Yeah? Right, what we got? Nick. I can't pronounce your second name. Nice Rage Bait. The title of tonight's live is not clickbait in any shape or form. It tells you in the description, you either want something or you don't. It doesn't matter to me. If you don't wish to, you're not here. If you want to be constructive, ask me a constructive question. I will try and give you the best answer I can. But it doesn't always mean you're going to get an answer. Because sometimes I've got to think what you're talking about. Remember, I'm dyslexic. I'm talking bad. Ooh, okay. Mark. In your opinion, why is there no likes? That's up to you. That's entirely up to you. The other night, at the end, I got 12 people just before I finished, and I had 12 likes. It's up to you. Do you like what I put out in this channel? Or Do you not? That's your choice. I want to be able to, through apps, create something, not for next week, next year, next 5 years. I want to create it so that every year somebody within Seeking You and somebody within Geordie Nation gets an NVQ, whether it's level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, if it goes that far. You want to do that, I want to support that person doing that. Now, you think it's bad. Some of you think, oh, it's bad, it's clickbait. Where's the clickbait? Where's the fishing line? Where's the hook? Where is it? And it's like I said 10, 15 minutes ago. Where's the likes? Oh, well. You know what I mean? Right, what we got? Paul dodges the question better than driving his bus. I'm here, adult learning, how to dodge learning a Web3 course. It's not. Look, the course, Web Development 3, is paid for. Totally. So, people here in chat said to me, AI. And I looked at that. Didn't do it. I looked at it. And I've tried Claude, Bolt, Copilot, Gemini, and others. I've tried them. Go in my GitHub. You'll find them. And that was you saying to me, AI is going to go, oh, sorry, I'll do it slower. It's easier. And leave me behind. Nobody wants to be left behind. Now, think about this, right? I'm driving a bus. You're running full pelt. I'm sitting at the bus stop, doors open. Yeah? I'm looking at a clock, digital, counting in my head. Look, back to the clock. Now I can shut those doors. Yes. While you're still running at full sprint, I can shut those doors. But here's what I won't do. I'm not going to stick my indicator on and attempt to move out. Because even though them doors are shut, I've got to go there, that's that mirror. And once that mirror for the door, there's nothing there. As I'm coming off that mirror, just a quick scan. Now it's coming. Indicator's already on with my hand. Check that mirror. Anything over straightness? Look. And you pull out. Extra time because there could be somebody using a walking stick or another aid. And even though the doors are shut, the bus hasn't moved. Not everyone does that. Many a time, here's a classic example. Gateshead Metro Centre, service 100. The stop, right at the top of the bus station. You can go there and you can sit and watch the bus in front fully rammed. You sitting there and you're reading a paper or something like that, and then you go, right, it's my turn. You go in there, and the guy who went out before you was rammed full. You're the same. Right, what we got? The issue with AI is you need basic knowledge. Here's a way around that. Jeremy, here's a way around it. When people said to me, AI will be able to do the coding I want to do. They'll be able to do it faster, cleaner, all that malarkey. Yeah. Building just a basic website, HTML5. Very basic. It has something which is next to it. It's called CSS, which no knowledge, nothing, zip. But the two work together. Now, people who said to me, it's going to overtake you. All I did was I asked a question in each of the apps. Simple question. And as Keen has just put they've put a paragraph in here. Yeah. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4 and a little bit lines of text. Yeah. When I'm asking AI, it's about the same size, but it's like double. So in that very first prompt, I'm giving it a challenge. And that's the honest answer. I'm giving it a challenge so that it's got an idea what the second prompt's going to be. Because the second prompt follows the first. The computer course, Web Development 3, will be completed. Yes. I promised my brother it would be completed, and I intend to keep that promise. My pass mark may not be where the top people are, but it'll be there. It might not be 99, 98%, but it'll still be a pass. Because I can put that in the piggy bank to see it. Yep, done that. While Seeking You, Geordie Nation is earning and learning. That's the point of it. You're not just in there to do handling customer information, talking to customers. It's more. That's why I wanted it more. So, what else we got here? Can you give us a date for aim of completion? I'm hoping May, the very last day of May, before June. But I don't know. It's there on GitHub. Yeah. Everything from AI is on GitHub. And 2 things are on GitHub that aren't AI. It's got nothing to do with AI. Right, what we got? I can guarantee we know more about the subject than you. You know more about adult learning than I do. Okay. When should we expect your pass date? When you see it online. That's when. That's what this YouTube channel's all about. Whether I'm playing music or doing something else, you see it in video. That's the best thing I can say to you. Get the link to a course. Yes, you quit your. If you buy something, you don't quit it. You bought it. You don't buy a mobile phone and stick it on the table and not use it. Is that correct? Where's the learning? Check my videos. How hard is it to check a person's videos? How? How hard is it? How hard is it to sit and listen and try to learn? How hard is it? It's your choice. Yeah? So, what we got here? It's been 6 months, Paul, and you don't have a job. Benny, the 22nd of May. Last time I checked, Benny, that's 6 days away. Yeah? 6 days. The world could change in 6 days. Not saying it's going to, but it could. Paul, you're not using the course to use your words. The phone is currently sat on the table. It was sat on the table. I've just picked it up. The course wasn't on my mobile phone. The course is on a laptop. Yeah? When I show you the course, it's on a laptop. I'm showing you from a phone. Yeah? Can you say that when you spent the entire 2 hours rambling, Keen, if that, I'm going to pronounce it, Kien. It tells you in the description. Look at it this way, right? Would you pay, right, or would you go and watch a film in Mandarin Chinese for 3 hours? Would you do that? Knowing you haven't got a Scooby-Doo what's going on that screen. Would you do it? I'm guessing the idea is, no, you wouldn't. I wouldn't either. Because I wouldn't understand what's going on or anything on screen. Adult learning, you either want to or you don't. The spelling's mispronounced. Guess what? Do you know what a thing called dyslexia is? And somebody said this morning another word, and this word I haven't got a clue on. Autism. No idea. Now, before I close tonight, before I shut down tonight, I want to say a massive shout out to a fellow YouTube channel. The lad's name is called Lee Lawler. He is now on Paul Gallant 1. And that's one, just the one, as in the number 1. That's on Facebook. We all have bad days. Every single one of us. I've shared Newcastle Fans TV tonight. and it's currently on my Facebook profile. I've just told you it. So here's where it's going to be. It's going to be on Geordie Nation. It's going to be on my YouTube page on Facebook. Our neighborhoods, which is people who live in different parts of the world. Because we don't all live in the same place. And others. This is important. We as blokes talking to other people. Which is why I'm doing this. Passionate about it. And that's the whole concept of doing this. But with Lee, some problems are big. Some aren't. It's how we cope with them while we do what we do. Sitting here talking to you for 1 hour and 16 minutes. Yeah? Sometimes I play the guitar. Sometimes I sing. If you don't like, don't watch. That's the paraphrase in the title. I want to help as many people with these 6 apps as I can humanly do. That's the objective. That is the core of each of these 6 apps. 7 if you include something brand new. But that is a roadmap. 7 is a roadmap, nothing else. It is natural as rain outside. But the roadmap, it's expensive. Right. You're a woman. Oh. Well, like I say, this is about adult learning. I am 58. Next April 12, I'm 59. And then I've got 1 year to wait. I can't change that. My hope is 60 comes round. Seeking You has lots and lots of people. Geordie Nation. Pardon me. Ow. Geordie Nation has an office somewhere in Newcastle. And people work there for the businesses within city centre. Entertainment, tourism. I want everything to help pull people to the city so they can spend the money. They can spend the money. They can go up to St. James's Park. They can go up to Gosforth Park and spend more money. And like I said, a huge shout out to to Lee Lawler of Newcastle Fans TV. Check out his video and pass it to another male friend or a female friend if they are having a bad time. Find the video, Paul Gallant, number 1, and share it. Let's spread the word. So, right, You wonderful people, thank you all for being here, and see you on the next live. I'll leave a little message for you all, but thank you. I hope coming away from tonight you've learned something. So, see you all later.